Howdy! This is Voyager class movie Optimus Prime. I don't have the leader version, so I won't be making any comparisons with that. But I feel in some ways that this is a better figure. The Alt mode is a modified Peterbilt 379 truck, and a very solid one at that. The proportions are great, with no obvious robot extras visible. Even the robot legs blend in fairly well, despite the lack of a trailer to cover them up. The truck is painted in Prime's usual colours of red and blue, with some grey in places. The flame deco on this version isn't as dynamic as the leaders, but it looks nice enough. Plus, there's lots of mould detailing, such as the headlights, the grille, and the bolts. Even the smokestacks are done well. The mainline version of this mould retains the gimmick the RoboVision edition had. If you look closely inside the cab, you can see a driver moulded in there. But when you open this door, the driver disappears. The door on my copy has a tendency to open by itself when I try to close it. But the gimmick is intentionally a nifty idea. The Legends figure has a very impressive vehicle mode for its size, especially with the painted flames and good proportions. You can see the shoulder ball joints from side angles, but that's the only flaw I have with it. Before I transform him, this is his vehicle attack mode. It's basically the truck with the smokestacks pointing forward. He can fire the missiles in this mode, but it's not much to look at. I consider it more of a bonus than anything. The transformation is pretty involved. And the automorph occurs when you pull out his feet and this leg panel, causing some truck panels to automatically fold inside his lower legs. The Legends toy has a unique but simple conversion. This robot mode is arguably better than the leaders. Granted, it lacks all those electronic gimmicks, but this one has more movie accurate proportions, less kibble, improved articulation, and is just a great looking figure in general. He retains most of his vehicle mode's colour scheme, but a lot more paint apps and mould detailing reveal themselves here, mainly the robotic wiring on his arms and legs. The truck chest is a fake, with some metallic blue squares painted to represent the windows. That doesn't bother me really, because if he had a completely movie accurate transformation, he'd probably have a lot more kibble around his body. Talking of kibble, there's not much of it. The only major extra is the backpack formed from the front of the truck. It can cause some balance issues, but the figure has great posability otherwise. As I said earlier, he has very good proportions, though his arms could be a tad longer and bulkier. For weaponry, you've got the smokestack rifles. You can display him with them attached to his arm, or you can store them on the backpack when not in use. The Legends robot mode is nowhere near as great. The arms are moulded within the top cab halves, while the legs stick out much further than the rest of the body. He's fairly poseable, though I wouldn't worry too much if you couldn't find this one. As for the Voyager, well, as I've already said, I don't have the leader class figure because it's out of my price range, but I think this is an excellent substitute. The backpack is pretty ugly and doesn't help with posing, but overall I strongly recommend it. That's all for now. Voyager Movie Megatron is next for reviewing, but until then, till all are one.